Hey guys, SkyPoint here. Now, after I did my little video on the new Malevolence neutral cards, I had a couple requests come through to try and make a deck that uses those new Signus Cult units. I played around with a couple different warlords. I first tried to look at the Chaos warlords, but I honestly didn't believe any of them had great synergy with the Chaos cults, ironically. I then tried the Calidus Assassin because I figured having very high initiative would help compensate for some of the weakness of neutral cards, but that did not go too well, and ultimately I came to the Word Bearers. Now the Word Bearers of course had a fair bit of synergy with infantry already, and the Signus Chaos Cultists actually fit right in. First, I did try Zardu Lyak, but that did not go well, but then I tried it out with Raum and it felt like a much better fit. This was the deck which I was using. It actually ends up incorporating 12 of the new cards in the game. We have a pair of Signus Disciples, one Signus Fanatic, well, just because I only have one of them, two Signus Adepts, which I've come to enjoy quite a fair bit. We also have Signus Demagogue. We have Riders of Wad, and then we have a couple of the new expensive cards, Fate's Death, Mass Offering, and Summoning Ritual. Because there's a lot of Chaos Infantry in here, we get a pair of Acleon Wordsingers because they help to make them really shine. And I'll go and show you the video, but honestly, the one thing I learned during this is Riders of Wad is actually not that great. If you're trying to make this deck work, I would recommend that instead of Riders of Wad, you put in a pair of Possessed Marines instead. In here, the legendaries which I have are basically just three of them. Sorback Pal, now he's actually really important for this because you have a lot of infantry. As they die, they get turned into handy demons. Ekra Trez over here for spitting out healing for your warlord. And then also we of course have the extremely useful Architect of Heresy, which is there to try and bail you out of some of the tough enemy units you might face. Alright, so let's take a look at how these new Signus Chaos Cults did in action as part of a Word Bearers deck. Our first match was on Terra against a Artellus Numion. Now I was feeling pretty okay with this selection of cards. I was hoping I could use a drilling card to play a drilling site later on to play another higher cost unit with a free Signus Disciple. Let's see how this goes. So I do have the initiative, so I just go ahead and headbutt him. I was thinking about playing Signus Disciple and then decided not to do it, and immediately regretted it when he played a Pharaon's Militia and gave it Survivor. Alright, what do we do here? Well, I decided let's just get rid of that Survivor. I don't want unlimited free spawning ones. And then I finally dropped that, what was this guy called? Signus Disciple. Now he's continuing to throw out a fair number of units. He takes out my one troop, but luckily I now have an artillery strike and none of his troops have Survivor. Fire the artillery strike, hits all his troops, and then I can now use my drilling site and drop a Signus Fanatic, I think. Nope, I'm saving that for next turn. Alright, here we go. He drops a frontline troop. And I respond with now putting down my Signus Demagogue, playing drilling site, and putting in play a Signus Fanatic. So this now means he'll hopefully feel pressurized to take out the Fanatic first before the Demagogue. Okay, he attacks the Demagogue. And then he uses up Ash and Bones on it, which does give my Fanatic a little buff, and he gives Survivor to his troop. Alright. Aha, Sorback Pal is here. So we're going to drop Sorback Pal right now, attack his troop, and take it out with Raum. Of course, with Raum having 3 attack, that 3 Survivor does nothing. Sorback Pal is a little bit exposed over here, and this guy made a mistake in trying to take out the cultist, or maybe he deliberately did that because my next turn I only have 6 energy, which wasn't enough to play my Dark Martyr. It is enough for the Riders of Wad. And I'd have to take that Dreadnought out, so I'm losing most of my board here, but at least the Dreadnought's gone. I've got board control with a pretty tough unit on the board here. Okay, he brings in a troop there and gives it Survivor. Fantastic. I really want to get that Dark Martyr in play though, so I'm going to attack with the Riders of Wad, attack with my Warlord to take board control, and then drop that Dark Martyr. And he gets Demonic Wings. Alright. And what else did he get? Well, just Demonic Wings. Alright. He brings in a tough frontline troop, although that doesn't help with Demonic Wings, but I just want to make sure that Chaplain does not survive the turn. So, what we're going to do here is drop defense satellites to break his shield. We are going to attack with my Chaos Marine and take him out. Heal myself a little, and lastly drop a Chaos Acolyte. Luckily, he now has Demonic Eye, so he has Ward, so he cannot be attacked directly. Well, he cannot have tactics or abilities used against him, so no hard removal. He's pulling off his shield move one more time. I now do have Demonic Terror. Bring in a Telemot. Brings in any unit which has the demon keyword, even if it's demon shared with something else, like a demon slash vehicle or a demon slash Astartes. So that summoning ritual worked out over there. Took out his troop, took out his front line, healed up a little bit again. Now this is feeling good. I've got two pretty tough units on the board. He brings in Forge Father to Kel and gives him Survivor. Aha, Fate's Death. Alright, we're going to drop Fate's Death over here. Forget Forge Father to Kel, we're going to be trying to knock down Numion as fast as we can. Alright, unless he can kill me in one move, which is possible, I have this pack wrapped down. Nope, he only has a frontline troop. Brings in Urdrakul and commit suicide. Alright. So that was Raum and the Signus Cultists beating down Numion. Honestly, the main one of the new cards which helped there was that demon generating card which I played at the very end. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at another match. This time we're up against Numion's big boss, Vulcan himself. So I do have Architect of Heresy, which will be useful in case another Forge Father to Kill comes out. We're putting away the other expensive cards for now. And we get more expensive cards, hooray. And another one drawn, great. Let's just go ahead and headbutt Vulcan, see how this goes. Alright, so Vulcan drops a troop from his ability. No point hitting that guy yet, I'm just going to keep hitting Vulcan. Okay, he attacks me. Void engagement. Okay, it was not a tactic, that's good. And he brings in my least favorite Salamander troop. Alright, what can I do now? Honestly, I probably made a mistake. I didn't need to play the Signus Fanatic there. Let's go ahead and take out his troop. And next turn. Oh, that's interesting. He attacked that guy, so he does survive one more turn. Yeah, playing the Fanatic that early was a bit of a mistake. He's making my tactics more expensive, but honestly, I didn't care about tactics. I was going to just drop the Signus Demagogue. Hit his troop, and alright. Currently 11 points behind him. He attacks me. His guy dies, doing more damage to me. I'm now 14 points behind him, but I do get a free Signus Acolyte. Hooray. Defense Satellite strike against me, wipes out my board. I'm currently, wow, 16 points of health behind him, plus his 5 survivors, so really I'm 21 points of health behind Vulcan. Alright, let's bring in Riders of Wad for now. I'm not dropping Malnor's squad, because I want to do that next turn when I can do the Signus Acolyte. He stuns the riders to slow them down. Not a bad move, I guess. Drops a frontline troop. Also not a bad move. Ooh, Soreback Paul. Nice. Let's bring in the Dark Martyr for now. And that's exactly the right demon host I needed on that thing. He takes out... Is he going for my guy? Yeah, he takes out the Riders of Wad. Which is a hard hit for him, so I'm only now 11 points behind him. And I get Cleave. Perfect. We're going to drop the Malnor squad. And now the Chaos Acolytes, which will give them a buff, which is very useful. Use my new Terror ability to hit that Dreadnought and weaken it. I am still 12 points of health behind him at this point, but I'm starting to build a very strong board presence. 204th cohort, he's protecting himself against that. Alright, ooh, cool. Let's do this. We're going to drop Soreback Pal first, which is going to generate for me a damage. Nice. And he creates a demon. That's what I was after. Drop the Signus Adept. Drop the Signus Acolyte. Start taking out his troops. Clearing up his board a bit more. Alright, this is starting to look solid for me. What's he going to come back with now? He has Dawnbringer. Okay. So he's going to do tons of damage, and he whacks my guy hard over there, which kills him. But it does buff one of my other troops, in this case a demon, quite nicely. Back to my turn. Alright, do I have enough to take him out? I think I do. Yeah, but it's bye-bye Vulcan now. That board presence of mine just built up unstoppably. And now I can just finish him off with that horde of demons, and he quits. There you go. Alright, so as you can see there again, I still have like a third of my deck over a third of my deck are the new cards, but it's mostly still Raum's Innate Strength and the Wordbearer's decks which seem to be doing it. Let's go ahead and take a look at one more fight here. This last one is against Kairos of the Ruin Storm. Now this time I actually got a bunch of cheap cards in my initial hand, so I felt pretty good about this. Unfortunately, Kairos is going first. Let's see what he throws out. Nope, just doing a point of damage to me. That's good, I'll take that. My turn, I can put out the Cultist Acolytes and go ahead and hit Kairos. We're both on 27 health now. He brings in Plague Bearers and takes out my Cultist Acolytes, creating a Warp Rift for himself. And a mutation. Not a bad move by him. Okay, we will attack that Warp Rift. That heals me up. And I'm going to put down Ekra Trez for now. Okay, he brings in the Fallen. And gives them a mutation to his Plague Bearer, which is Cleave. Then attacks me, which does damage to Ekra. Let's go ahead and take out the Fallen, which heals me a little bit. Drop Acleon Wordsinger. Take out his guy. And that's it. Ugh, brings in a tough one over there, right. Okay, 5 points of energy here. We're going to drop Acleon Wordsinger. Use the Drilling Site now, which will allow me to put in play Signus Adept. They have a huge bonus, but it's not going to last as one of the Acleon dies. But again, I've managed to clear out his board, and now I've got a fairly reasonably tough looking group here. He brings in Demon Brutes with Frontline. Alright, that's a little bit unfortunate. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop a Malnor squad. And then attack with Acleon. And then attack with my Warlord. I am currently 6 points of health behind him. But the Signus Adept can now start creating cultists, which Malnor will buff. Got a better trick up my sleeve here, watch. because I had 2 Malnors in my hand, I'm going to put 1 more on the board, then use my Signus Adept, which makes an extra tough troop. Take out his Bloodletter, and attack him directly. That's a very beefy cultist there. He brings in a Slaaneshi Demon, which he gives a mutation to. I think he was hoping for wings. But anyhow, he goes ahead and takes out my super tough cultist. And he's trying to take down the Adept now as well. Alright, we're going to use the Adept again. Now we drop a Cultist Acolyte for another very tough unit. And use up my most damaged Malnor squad, getting rid of that demon. And start to take back control against Kairos over here. Over to his turn. And now he's parting the veil and pulling in a frontline troop. And some Plague Toads, interesting. But I think this is going to be over for him. Yeah, watch as I finish this one off now. So step 1, get rid of his front line. Step 2, attack him with Cultist 1. Attack him with Cultist 2. And then attack him with my Signus Disciple. And then lastly, with my Warlord. I could have also used Mass Offering there, but that was over. Alright, so that was the third of these fights I had with this deck, which includes a lot of Signus Cultists. So far, honestly, I haven't felt that they are really great. They're useful, but I'm not terribly enthused by them. Honestly, I find that the high-end tactics to be most useful. The Mass Sacrifice, I think. Let me go and take a look at that card again. Where's it? Mass Offering. So I did find this one to be a little bit handy when I was playing with some of the other Warlords while trying to perfect it, figure out what the right blend of Warlord and troops is. This one is, I've used it to win at the last moment when me and the enemy Warlord were both kind of low on health. I was a little bit higher, and with a Mass Offering I cleared out his front lines, damaged him enough to finish him off. And then the other one, which you did see in my first match, was Summoning Ritual. Now, I wish I had more matches recorded where I could actually show you what it does, but it actually creates, as I said, not just demons, anything with the demon keyword. So I have actually twice used it to create and put in play, where have they gone here? Oops. Yeah, Maragal Dreadnought, because that is a vehicle / demon. In fact, if we were to try and look for anything of the demon kinds, there we go. These are any of the cards it could create, except for the Ruinstorm ones, which I'll take a look at next. So, right, this is what... Yeah, I mean, you had a pretty good chance of getting any of these fairly powerful troops. Oh wait, no, that's high end. Whoops, no wonder. It's, God. Alright, well anyhow, there's lots of troops which have the word demon. But my point which I was making is that you don't just get a choice of troops which are demons only, you can get the blended types as well. So you'll get either Word Bearer demons, you'll get Chaos demons, or you're going to get Ruinstorm demons to choose from. So it's a pretty useful card, and as long as your deck has plenty of Chaos Infantry in it, you can actually use it to play a powerful demon pretty early on in the match. Alright, so before I wrap up the video, here's how it ended up being. As I said, my recommendation is you remove the Riders of Wad. You can, and instead you put in a pair of Possessed Marines, which have the same stats but come with Ward as well as Cleave. Alright, there we go. So that's my new version of my Raum Signus Cult deck. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am hoping to do a stream soon where I'll be trying to build Jagatai Khan and seeing him in action. Alright, until then, bye for now everyone.